Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. What are the real reasons that the SEC targeted Ripple and XRP? Why not other projects? I mean, hell, there's over 19,000 cryptocurrencies on the entire damn planet, and at this point, the way the SEC's been talking, they seem to think that every single one of them is an unregistered security, with rare, super rare exception. Although even then, they haven't clarified that they think that. I'm just supposing, even on that front. Well, take a look at this headline from the Daily Hodl. XRP vs. SEC. Here's why the US regulator targeted Ripple, according to Coin Bureau host. A Coin Bureau, I'm sure many of you will be familiar, is a cryptocurrency YouTube channel. Happens to be the largest crypto channel on the entire planet, all up on the YouTubes. Over 2 million subscribers, so won't take anything away from that kind of success, but I will tell you this. I've been aware of his channel for years. Like, even at the bottom of the bear market, anytime he'd put out a video about XRP, I disagree on almost everything that he had to say, and today is no different. They're sharing with you his thoughts, and he's got such a huge platform. I just think what his perspective, it's just like a bunch of gobbledygook. And I don't mean that to be offensive to him. Again, I'm saying credit to him personally, nothing against him personally, but I don't think his ideas make a lot of sense, so I'm challenging specifically his ideas. So just understand that this is not some sort of attack on him or anything like that. I give credit where it's due. But as far as what he's saying regarding the reasons that the SEC went after Ripple and ultimately harming XRP holders, don't make no damn sense up in this bitch. But before going further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. In we go. A popular crypto analyst is laying out the possible reasons why the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission went after Ripple with a lawsuit. In a new video, Coin Bureau host Guy tells his 2.03 million YouTube subscribers that many other crypto projects fit the profile of XRP, but the SEC targeted the 7th largest cryptocurrency due to the fact that Ripple is based in the United States. Now, here's the quote, and then I'm just going to share with you why this makes no sense. But here's what the host of Coin Bureau, Guy, had to say. This makes it much easier for the SEC to go after compared with other large crypto projects that are based elsewhere. The thing is that the SEC does seem to be going after those two, as revealed by its surprise lawsuit against Terra and its Mirror protocol late last year. The SEC has gone after overseas crypto companies in the past as well. Right, so he's in part he's getting it in that the SEC has gone after other firms. And so it makes zero sense to suppose that the primary reason, or a primary reason, that the SEC went after Ripple was because they have a headquarters in the United States. In fact, what are some of the other large cases? I mean, in fact, it seems like the SEC is happy to go after cases or companies overseas. In fact, so here I pulled up the actual legal complaint from the Telegram case. This is the initial lawsuit that was filed by the SEC against Telegram. And here you can see they note that Telegram Group Inc. is a privately owned British Virgin Islands company with its principal place of business in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Well, that sure as hell didn't stop the SEC from going after them. Didn't stop them at all, did it? If there's activity in the United States, the SEC has shown that they do not care. So I'm not even speaking about whether or not it's actually easier for them to sue Ripple, let's just say a United States company versus a firm outside of the United States. I'm not even arguing that point at this exact moment. But what I'm showing you is that they don't care. This hasn't been a determining factor, so what Guy from Coin Bureau said makes no sense. Here's the case from Kick Interactive. I pulled this up too. This is the actual legal complaint filed by the SEC against Kick Interactive. They're the ones that were behind the KIN token, which was ultimately settled. And here you can see it's on the screen. That's a privately held Canadian corporation. How about that? And so a lot of these firms, yeah, they have offices all over the world, and there's an impact on the United States, sure. But that's why they went after them, right? Because the token's being sold here. they don't seem to give a damn here. And so that's why I think back to when I first came across a Coin Bureau video, the first video I ever saw from Coin Bureau about XRP. It was just astonishing to me because he was getting so many views. And this is when his channel was way smaller, still a lot of views. And he was just saying all sorts of stuff that I knew, even in my earliest days, was just completely inaccurate, just spouting this stuff off. And I found ever since then, anytime he has a video where he's talking about Ripple and or XRP, it's just a bunch of ideas that I don't think make sense. Anyway, piece continues. The analyst says that Ripple's deep pockets are also to blame for the lawsuit. And here's another quote. The second possible reason is that Ripple has a lot of money and the SEC is trying to secure a sizable settlement that will make for good headlines and potentially be used to fund the expansion of its regulatory operations. Okay. Admittedly, that doesn't sound crazy, but who have they actually been suing? What about all of the small firms that they've been going after? You know, you got to understand, like, I think they made a strategic miscalculation in going after Ripple, but look at who, setting that aside, who have they sued? Well, I mean, a couple have been cited here, so Kick Interactive, you know, that's a small one. You can look at the library case, the SEC versus library case with their LBC token. That's another very small one. Very small one. But because think about this, I'm going from memory here. I think the claim was for library was what, $10 million, and then you got Ripple at like 1.3 billion or some number around there. 10 million versus 1.3 billion. It's something. Those are rough numbers, but you get the cut of my jib. It's not even close. So these don't seem to be factors either. You know, and in fact, I'd argue this. I think one of the biggest reasons that they did go after XRP, like, if we're gonna, should we set aside this? Like, what if the SEC targeted Ripple due to the special interests of Clayton and Hinman's buddies? Can that be a factor? Should make that, because we have that at the top of the list of what we need to investigate to try and get to the heart of this. Maybe that makes a little bit more sense. Just speculating on that. Anyway, piece continues. If this were true, then the SEC would try and maximize settlements by going after many of the other projects with similar approaches to Ripple. Also, they've only issued $2.4 billion in crypto-related fines since 2013, which host Guy believes isn't much, all things considered. He says that the third possibility is that the SEC needs a precedent to go after other projects, and here's another quote from him. XRP is one of the largest cryptocurrencies out there, and by taking out one of the big guys, it sends a signal to the rest of the industry. The thing is that the SEC doesn't have the resources to sue so many crypto projects, end quote. Well, look at this. I think the SEC, like I said a second ago, I think they made a serious miscalculation in going after Ripple, especially at this stage in the game. Did they really need to go after Ripple, a big company, to set precedent? Well, since the SEC lawyers, since all of them over there, not literally all of them, but since they're a bunch of mischievous asshats, I'll tell you this, they would have been better off racking up smaller wins that would have been precedent setting. Understand this. This is really important to understand. Precedent in a lawsuit, precedent, if the SEC wins, would be set. Rather, the case is against a big firm or against a small firm. The size of the company doesn't matter. So to state that they need to go after Ripple, and it doesn't make the win bigger, other than monetarily, you could say, but that's not what he's talking about here. He's talking about in terms of setting precedent and impacting other participants in the space. No, that's absolutely not. It doesn't matter. That's why it would make more sense to go after a smaller firm. You know, bludgeon to death, monetarily speaking, a smaller firm, that would make sense for the pricks over at the SEC. Way more sense than going after Ripple. So if they just, look, this is why it's like it doesn't make sense. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm like, maybe at the top of the list, can we start looking at the personal interest? Because none of this makes any damn sense. They're just all willy-nilly all over the place with who they wanted to sue anyway, so I don't know that we can glean anything from that anyway, but I will say the reasons cited here by Guy from Coin Bureau really aren't making a whole lot of sense to me. And then the piece continues. The fourth possible reason is the threat of RippleNet, the Swift payment system alternative that Ripple created. And here's the final quote from Guy. As far as I can tell, RippleNet was actually seeing some adoption from financial institutions in select regions shortly after it launched in 2019. RippleNet did not launch in 2019. Hell, even on-demand liquidity launched before that in 2018, and the pilot version of that launched in 2017. And I don't remember off the top of my head the exact launch of RippleNet, so set aside the usage of XRP. It was before that. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Let me just restart this quote from him. As far as I can tell, RippleNet was actually seeing some adoption from financial institutions in select regions shortly after it launched in 2019. Given that the SEC likely first engaged Ripple in mid to late 2020, this suggests that it was a response to the threat of RippleNet rather than Ripple's sales of XRP. It would also explain why the SEC waited so long to crack down on Ripple, but in truth, this timing could just be a coincidence. Yeah, you think it's just a coincidence? Because I'll tell you what here, guy, this is another, all four of your points don't make sense to me. None of your points, you made a video about this, no offense to you personally, your points don't make sense. If the SEC specifically wanted to go after just RippleNet, well, like if you look at the language in there, they're attacking XRP, not RippleNet itself. There's no language in there specifically attacking RippleNet, which is a messaging system similar to Swift. There's nothing in there about that. And if they wanted to, well, that's obviously outside. They're not even trying to claim that as part of their jurisdiction. Not even in the suit. They're really not. XRP, yes, they're overstepping there for sure. But RippleNet, completely bogus idea. And it had been around for years prior. So to think that the timing lined up, no, because you don't even know when RippleNet launched. So no. Folks. It's times like these I'm glad I have the Moon Lambo channel as a platform so I can set this stuff straight. I'll go ahead and wrap up right there. Let me know what you think. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Lambo.